On today's episode on WarpDriveM, we are going to finish the 7 series. We have a new engine, we have cat, we are going to complete the engine with all the parts, we are going to bolt the transmission, and we are going to install everything on the car, I hope. And I've started this video in here because it's very cold outside. I'm going to prepare myself and we are going to go in the garage and start working. With everything out of the way, I removed everything in the last episode, and since the last episode I just took the gearbox from there in here, and I just reinstalled the torque converter, which is really easy to install. You just slide it on the axle and rotate to the right a few times till you hear like 2 clicks. You will hear the 2 clicks and you will notice that the torque converter will slide towards the back of the gearbox till it's going to reach this hole where the crank sensor will be. This is for the starter, and the crank sensor will read these metal things between the holes. Anyway, we are going to swap this one to the new engine, and after that everything bolted together. But first I have to remove the heads, the covers from the new engine, because we have to install the eccentric shaft sensor in here and here. I already prepared the screws and the covers, and we are going to take those from the new engine, from the old one, from the blue 7 series, because this engine has 160,000 kilometers and this one has 260,000 kilometers. So the other parts from that engine are with 100,000 kilometers less than the parts from this one, and I don't want to buy a new one because a new sensor is like 800 euros and a used one or almost 400 euros. And if something goes wrong, we can replace this with the engine installed. Eccentric shaft number 1 is installed. It looks dirty, but it's clean. This is from the brake cleaner, and this one works. I know for a fact that this one and the other one that I took out both work. So we have now 2 not new but known to be good eccentric shaft. It looks like this, and this is a universal BMW part. As you can see in here, it has 4 holes, and on this engine you will have just 3 screws, 1 in here, 1 in here, and 1 in here, and the last one is empty. So it's normal like this. So this one is done. I'm going to clean a little bit in here, install the new cover gasket, and I'm going to repeat the process on this side. I took everything out from the original cover, like the gasket, all the bolts and grommets and everything, and we have in here new gasket and new bolts, new o-ring for the Valvetronic motor. Everything is new. Let's put everything together, and after that I'm going to work off camera on bank number 1, and we are going to continue after that with the flex plate, and this will go just one way. As you can see in here, we have a like a stud, a guide, a pin in here that is going to fit in here. Perfect. So let's install this now. Oops. Okay, something like this. are completely tight with 105 Newton meters, and I locked the crank in here like this in order to completely tight all the bolts. Before we move with the other parts, I want to show you that everything is put back together on the valve covers on both sides, but you have to pay attention when you do this job on these 4 nuts, because these 4 nuts should go only in here. You will have these 2 with 2 holes for the ground wires for the coils, and should go here where the valve tronic motor is, and this one with the indentation, as you can see in here, and this should go on top because these are longer nuts, and as you can see in here, these are without indentation, and this one goes here on the bottom. We have now eccentric shafts, camshaft, intake and exhaust, both sides as well. We have new gaskets everywhere, which is seated perfect because we have a lot of room to work. Everywhere seated perfect. Now, I've installed this off camera, but it's not that complicated. One side, we are going to install the other one. I installed this engine mount, and it took me a while to clean everything. As you can see, I cleaned the wire as well, all the brackets for the climate compressor, which is right in here. I'm pretty sure that I can do a better job by cleaning, but it's going to take too much, and I have a lot of parts in here, a lot of mess from 2 cars, and I have to do some order in here. I've cleaned the bracket and the alternator. I'm going to use the original one from the Blue 7 series because this is an original one, and we are going to replace this gasket now. This is the part number if you want to see in here, this one. Okay. Quick update, I've cleaned in here as much as I could. Everything is clean and dry, and I had to vent the inspection pit, and I've opened a little bit the door because I've used a lot of brake parts cleaner, and I'm high. I have noticed that the smell is too much, and I don't want to intoxicate myself, so that's why I've opened the back door, I've opened this door, and I opened the inspection pit. On the engine side, whoa, sorry for the noise now. On the engine side, I think I've installed everything that I could in here. We have the climate compressor, we have the engine support on this side. On the other side, we have the alternator with the new gasket and with the engine support as well. I cannot install the pump now because there is no way. It's hitting somewhere on the wood, on the crate, and I have to move the engine somewhere in here, and after that bolt the gearbox, and we can install this back on the car. And I hope we are going to do this in this episode. I have somebody coming by in half an hour, something like that. I installed the secondary air pumps, this one, the dipstick as well. I took out this line because it's going to be in our way when we install the engine. Finally installed. Sorry for my voice, this is the next day. We worked late last night and we finally managed to install the engine. This is a huge milestone, but it was way complicated than I anticipated. Anyway, it's installed, everything is done. I put even the bolts for the engine mount. The gearbox is with the bracket on the back. And I think I'm going to close the video in here because I'm done. I'm done with this car, with this build, with this rebuild. I have to rest for a few days. I know I want now to start the engine, but there are a lot of other parts to install. I have to put the intake, the vacuum pump, all the vacuum lines in order to start the car, and in order to put the vacuum, in order to put the intake, not the vacuum, we have to put the water pipe in here. We have to tighten these air lines and a lot of other stuff. Like I said, it was a lot of struggle to put the engine with the gearbox in, and there were a lot of lines that I scraped a little bit, like the steering wheel lines. I'm not sure if you can see something. That's the steering column, and there are a few lines, the pressure lines, and I scraped a little bit the engine on that lines, and I hope I didn't break anything, but that will be a problem for another time. If the lines are leaking, we have to drop the subframe in order to access the line, so it's going to be a pain, but I hope it's just a scratch and nothing is broken, but we will see that when we are there. And I think I'm going to close the video in here. If you want to see more progress on this car, join me for the next episode. If you like this episode, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, as usual, thumbs down. Until next time, see you later.